Hi, my name's David, and I've been asked to show people how to make this cool looking portal for your Dungeons and Dragons game that I made. Um, First thing though, get everything set up. So we've got some wire cutters, you'll actually use them to cut the paddle pop sticks. Pointing those pliers, scissors, a Sharpie, CD cover, a lemon, glue gun, some beads here. In this one, I actually used mini skulls along here, but I ran out of them, so we're going to use beads this time. Uh, Ruler, cutting mat, Stanley knife, double thick cardboard. You can see that there's double thick there, double thickness. And this is probably the most important bit, a lid from a takeaway container. So once you've got all those together, continue on to the next part of the video. First things first, get your takeaway container and cut around the edge here to cut out the middle bit. Throw this away, get your lemon, throw that away as well. Get your CD, put your CD here and draw a line around there and then cut that out. So as you can see, we've drawn a line right around the top there and we're going to use our scissors to cut that out. Now with your bit of plastic, pop on the cardboard and draw a line around the side of it. That'll help you have a template for how big it's going to be. Alright, from there, get your ruler. 1 centimeter from the edge of that template on both sides. On the bottom and the top, rule up, then grab your CD again to add some extra room along the top. Something like that, and then just sort of join the two together. Once you've joined up this top bit, you don't really need to add anything to the bottom. We're going to actually reduce that. So once you've got something that looks a little like that, cut it out. Once you've cut out your outside bit, measure about 2 centimeters up from the bottom, draw a line across there. That will actually be now bigger than your template, which is what we want. And then cut out the center bit. Don't ruin this center bit because we're going to use that later on though. Okay, now that you've cut out your center bit here, this should be larger than your hole, which is exactly what you want. This is where the double thick cardboard comes into it. What you want to do now is get your Stanley knife and run it in between the two lengths, the two thicknesses of cardboard to make a hole so you can slide this up into it. It can be a little bit tricky, but eventually you should be able to run your Stanley knife all the way back and forth without too much hassle. Then get your bit of cardboard and thread it up and in between the two bits of cardboard. Make sure if it's uneven at the top, you're putting it in the right way. Like so. And the bottom of the plastic should be just sitting at the bottom there, and that's pretty much what you want. From this point, grab your glue gun, grab your frame, and then glue gun around the edges. So you're gluing the cardboard to the plastic. And do that on both sides. You may just need to hold the top of it up against the cardboard just until it dries, but that shouldn't take too long at all. From this point, it's just decoration and paint. What I've done with my ones here is I've grabbed some old offcuts of paddle pop sticks and I've just stuck them in some sort of randomness order up the top, about to where the sides meet, where we've got these corners. So grab one, add some glue. Doesn't need to be fancy at all, just jam it on there in some sort of position. Grab the next one, go along, do the same thing until you've worked all the way around both sides really. If there's a gap like that, that's alright, fill it in with a smaller bit. So as you can see, I'm a bit over halfway now. Just try and make sure that you cover the two arcs. And if you run out of offcuts, just cut some more off paddle pop sticks. And you'll be good to go. How far you come down the sides here is completely up to you, but no, I like to make it even because that's how I like things. Next bit is the part that hurts, which is why you might have some pointy nose pliers. But this is where you get these really small beads or skulls, as I previously used them. Add some hot glue along here, not too much because you're going to do it in just little sections, and then stack the beads sort of along there in some sort of random pattern. Now, as another YouTuber goes, I'm going to steal his line and say, beware because hot glue is hot, which is where you might use the pliers rather than your fingers, but I'll leave that up to you. So as you can see, I've now gone all the way around the side, and with my prototype, I even came in the center a little bit with the skull, so I'm going to do the same with this one. So as you can see now, I've got the beads in the corners there, just to fill in some of the glue, so that's some of the area space. These beads I got from IKEA. As you can see, you get a bazillion of them for about $5. The skulls I ordered from some dude in England. I've got 100 of them. Okay, using the inside bit that we cut out before, put that onto a bit of paper or cardstock or whatever, draw around it, and then cut it out. Okay, so now we've got our portal and two of our inserts. What you want to do is make this paper insert fit into the front of here. So we need to cut off some of the sides, and see if we can just sort of slot it up into that bit. Keep trimming it back until it actually fits up into that bit, because you want most of the plastic not painted when you black bomb it. See, now we're sort of getting there. You want to get all the beads though. You want to get it under all the beads. Can be a little bit tricky, but eventually you'll be able to do it. Okay, so we've got that bit of paper or cardstock in the center now. Turn it over to the back. Grab your bit that you cut out, double cardboard from the very beginning. Trim down the sides and the ends just a little bit. Don't be scientific about it. I didn't measure it. Grab your glue gun. Little bit of glue there just to hold it in place whilst you black bomb the entire thing. And that glue will come off afterwards. It'll be easy just to scrape off. Now I like to black bomb with British paints, paint and prime, but I'll leave it up to you what you choose. Whilst you're waiting for your black bombing to dry, make sure you clean your shit up, otherwise the wife gets cranky at you. So now that we've removed our plastic covers there, we're just going to grab our glue gun and start it up here and sort of work our way inwards. Just doing a few squiggles all the way around. We'll wait for it to dry, and then it sort of gives that effect that the portal's closing inwards once we paint it. Okay, so I've just got a bit of card here, so hopefully you can see the squiggles that are on there. Okay, so now we're up to painting, so I'm not going to pretend to be the best painter in the world, but what I've got here is some pale gold, and I'm just going to, rather than paint in it itself, I'm going to paint the cracks. Of each bit, and in the holes where we've left holes there. And I'm not going to paint them well, I'm just going to go over just to highlight those cracks with a very fine brush. Now you might want to add just some extra bits here and there, just to highlight some more edges. As you can see, I am not a
magnificent painter. I'm more just whack some stuff on and see how it goes. Now we will be using some more gold on these squiggles, but not just yet. We'll do that after we paint the middle bit. So what I've got now is some purple and blue and this stuff called iridescent medium. I'll hold it up to the camera. There we go, iridescent medium. So you want 1 part color to about 3 parts iridescent medium. Okay. And we're going to use a sponge and mix it together. I'm going to put blue towards the outside. As you can see, it makes it nice and shiny. Yeah, I've got a little bit on here, but that's alright, we can fix it up a little bit later. I'm just going around the outside. It actually goes onto the plastic quite well. You can start to see these squiggles shine up as well. Try to get up there as much as you can without actually getting on the wood that you've already painted. And that's actually come up really, really well, as you can see. That's beautiful. Alright, so basically clean the sponge, do the same again with the purple. So to save time, I've just mixed that up, the purple, and put purple more around the center, and just dab it into the center, and then I'm just going to blend this bit. I'll bring it up towards the camera a little bit so we can see. Yeah, I've just sort of blended it there. A bit more towards the center. Because I want to see through my portal just a little bit. Alright, from there, we're going to do our skulls, or in this case our beads, and we're not going to do them much at all. We're just going to just highlight them a little bit. Now, as I said, you could have used skulls, you could have used beads, you could have used just about anything. And how you paint it, whether you want to do it in white, or, as I said, the skulls worked really well in white, or you want to do it in some other color because it's more thematic. Is completely up to you. I'll leave it at just about that. Once it's dry, I'm going to come back with the gold and redo those squiggles to bring the gold from here further into the picture. And so here I have put the gold squiggles into it. I've also gone over the white again, the edge again in white to give it another coat. But that's basically done. This one here has got a stand, so basically just make a stand. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. You can pretty much do anything for a stand. Hot glue along the bottom, jam it up there, hold it there for like 20 seconds and it'll stand up. But there you have one portal. Hope you guys like it. Look, I'm not one on subscribing, commenting, or liking, or anything like that. But, you know, feedback is fun. Go for it. So it appears now I have 2 portals, because I have this one, and I have this one. I'm keeping this one. But if you happen to live in Australia, and you want this one, and you do character sketches, I'll swap you. Get in contact with me. Cheers.